is November 8th and I just did a sprint and I got about like 200 words in it, and then I wrote a little bit more and now I have like 300 words. And something I'm realizing from what I'm writing is that I'm writing a bunch of scenes with the Lost Boys in them, and I gave like all of them names, but I don't really think I gave any of them personalities, so I keep just like throwing a Lost Boy and I'm like, oh, who have I not mentioned in a bit, and then I just have them do whatever I needed a Lost Boy to do. So when I rewrite and redraft this, I'm gonna have to go through and write down everything that I have Lost Boys do and then actually like give them personalities and like give which Lost Boy would do what to whatever, you know? So currently I'm just using them as like names and none of them really have purposes. I think right now I'm going to try doing a 30-minute sprint and see if I can try and do one of those like 30 minutes and 1,000 word kind of sprints. Probably not gonna happen, but I think I might be able to do it since I got about 200 words in a 10-minute sprint. I think I can like push myself and then get like 700 words in a 30-minute sprint. So we'll see, but I'll update you when I finish that sprint and then I'll tell you how good I actually did. So hopefully it's a decent amount and I'm not gonna show up and be like, I'm embarrassed, I wrote like nothing. So see you in 30 minutes. Okay, so I finished my sprint and I ended up jumping from one scene to a different scene like somewhere in the beginning of the sprint, but I did end up getting 460 words. So that means my total for today so far is 753 words. So it wasn't a 1K sprint, but it definitely got me over half of the word, like got me past the point where now I have over half the words I need for today. So I call that a win, but the actual words I wrote were a lot of a mess. I don't think I'm gonna end up keeping the scene I ended up writing some of, but I don't know. We'll have to see in the future. Now is not the time to judge my writing harshly. Now it's just a time to keep writing. So I think I'm going to take a break and make myself some food, and then I think I'll try and write probably just the rest of the words I need, but potentially I'll do that in smaller bursts and not in another like half-hour sprint, although I probably could finish in that time. So I will see you once I have my snack, and then I will keep writing. Okay, so my snack looks like a travesty, but it's fine. It'll taste fine. So I'm actually going to watch some YouTube for a little bit while I eat my snack, and then I'm going to get back into writing. So see you after my snack and my YouTube break, and then I'll tell you how I plan to finish writing for the day, hopefully. So it's 2:40 right now, and I put on my NaNoWriMo sweatshirt because it's a little bit cold outside, but I'm thinking I'm going to get back into writing and do the rest of my writing now. So I think I'm gonna decide to do a 15-minute sprint and then do a 10-minute sprint and then do a 5-minute sprint and see if that gives me all the words that I need. And if it doesn't, then after I've done those sprints, I think I'm just gonna like force myself to just write until I get all the words. And then once I have the words, I'm not gonna write anymore today because it's Sunday, and even though I gave myself a almost full day break yesterday where I didn't vlog and I only wrote like 7 words or whatever so I could keep up my writing streak, I think I also want to give myself a break on any day as long as I get all the words that I need for the day. I don't think I'm gonna write more than I need to, because then I'm gonna burn myself out probably, unless I have like a really good writing day and I just like all of a sudden just write all the words I need up front, then I'm gonna spend more of the day writing more words, but currently I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to go and do those sprints, and then I will get back to you and tell you how they went. So hopefully the next time you see me, I will be done writing for the day and it'll be the last clip for the day, but potentially it will not be, but only time will tell. So I'll see you in about like 40 minutes or something when I'm done with all the sprints. Right now it is 4:18 on November 9th, and I haven't written anything yet today because I kind of like woke up late and then I took a shower and I was waiting for like my hair to dry and stuff. And then I also got like a bit of a headache. So I haven't written yet, but I'm just about to start. But since I have a headache, I'm planning on not doing any sprints for the time being today and just writing for like a bit, like still setting like a timer, but not like sprinting with the timer, just to be like, oh, right, try and slowly write for like half an hour and then take a tiny bit of a break. Since dinner time will probably be in less than an hour, I'm probably only going to do one like segment of 30 minutes and then just break until dinner and then eat dinner, and then after that continue writing with this method and hope that I can meet my word count goal. I didn't update you yesterday on how my word count goal went. I kind of just like dropped away and then didn't update you, but I did actually end up getting to my word count goal. It was a struggle near the end because I really didn't think I had 1,300 words in me, and I really didn't, but I was able to just jump to like 5 different scenes and just write like a few words in each of them, and then I finally got my word count that I needed for the day. So hopefully today I have more interesting words, but potentially it might be another struggle. And today I think if I end up hitting a point where I don't want to write anymore and I just don't have any like creative ideas in my head anymore, I'm just gonna stop, because I don't like struggling for an hour to write like 200 words, and I just don't think that's productive. So yeah, the goal for today is to just write what I can, and hopefully it's the right amount of words, but if it's not, that's fine too. So I will update you after this sprint, and then I'll see you after dinner when I'll continue writing more words. So it has been many hours since I last spoke with you. It's now 8:42, and I've only written 50 words today, but that's because my headache still hasn't really gone away, and so I'm kind of thinking today just might be a wash in the getting words department, but really all I care about is writing every single day this month, so it's not the end of the world when I have days where I'm just really not writing anything. And I'm sure I'll write more tomorrow, I just can't write anything else today, potentially. If I do end up writing something else before I go to bed, then I'll definitely update you guys, but probably not. But you know, you never know. So yeah, so I will probably see you tomorrow, and hopefully I'll write more words tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow will be more of an exciting day. But I do think at some point soon I'm gonna have to sit down and continue making progress on my outline, because I have most of Act 1 outlined, but Act 2 and Act 3 I never got around to outlining this time around, and like fully outlining this time around, and so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to sit down and do some of that, which will not gain me really any more words unless I like count the words I write in that outline towards all this NaNoWriMo stuff. But if I don't add that as words to my word count, then that'll be probably a whole day where nothing really gets added, but I am gonna have to do that soon. So maybe I'll just do that sometime this week, maybe even tomorrow, because I feel like this week is going to be a slow, painful writing week, potentially. So
honey, you've got a big storm coming.
yeah, I think I am gonna do outlining tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow I can talk to you about how I outline and how I'm outlining this time. So that might be fun. So yeah. In that case, yeah. I won't write anything else tonight, and I'll just see you tomorrow for some fun discussions on how I'm outlining this specific story, because I outline most of my stories differently each time. So I'll stop rambling, and I'll just see you in a few seconds. Bye! It's 12:20 on November 10th, and like I said yesterday, today is going to be an outlining day. What I did in terms of outlining during Preptober was I wrote out character arcs for each character relationship in the story, and I also wrote the first act or so of the book out in an actual like outline. So now what I'm planning to do is take those character arc notes and use them to help me create the Act 2 outline. And technically I do have outlines for the entire book because I kind of had like scene concepts for like a bunch of scenes in the book all throughout like the beginning to the end, but I never, for this draft of the book, wrote out an actual like outline. So what I'm doing today is Act 2 of my actual like more fleshed out outline, because I think that there's scenes that I'm gonna end up needing that I won't know I'll need unless I sit down and look at all the character arcs and look at like the pacing overall to see what I actually need. Also, Act 2 is very important because Act 2 has Ella going from being 12 to being 18 during the course of it, so there's like a lot of growing up stuff and all that stuff that I have to put in that I haven't really been like paying attention to in other versions of like the loose outline that I just have in my head. So I'm thinking I'm going to use a whiteboard to write down where I need to begin the outline for Act 2 and where I need to end the outline for Act 2, and then just throw notes down in the middle of those two things to just be like, what random things do I need to go in here, and then I'll like sort it out more and like do more like, oh, just Ella and this character's arc during Act 2. So I think that's the plan, and hopefully in doing this I'll then end up getting all the words I need and also more of an outline so that I'm not worried about, oh, what do I do when I run out of things to write about in Act 1 and I have to write Act 2, which is probably the more important part of the book because it's most of the book probably. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that right now. It is 1:15 and I finished working on the whiteboard, and I kind of finished working on it, like I filled up the whiteboard, so like I had to erase it, but I don't think I'm gonna keep using it because I think I realized that working on the whiteboard isn't really helping me get scene ideas down. It's kind of more just helping me get like more well-developed characters, and that's not really what I want right now. I need scene ideas. So I think I'm just gonna go into just like power writing the outline and hope that in doing that, well, also looking at like the arcs and stuff, like the arc notes that I have and stuff, that I'll then have a good outline and then I'll actually make progress and come up with new stuff, because yeah, the whiteboard was not working for what I needed to be doing right now. So I'm gonna do some work in Scrivener and hope that I get some words of an outline that are worthwhile and that I don't feel guilty counting towards my final word count goal, because the outline notes are not actual drafting notes and they're not actual drafting words, and I don't want to use drafting words that aren't drafting words. I don't want to use outlining words and count them as drafting words, but I think I'm gonna have to for today because I have to get this done and I don't want to write nothing for today that I actually can count. So I'm just gonna cheat more than I already am and count these words. So I think I'll probably do that for the next hour, and then I will update you with how that's going in an hour. It is 4:18 right now and I've only written 231 words on my outline, and I don't think I'm gonna write that many more words. So I think I'm just gonna put whatever my like final word count ends up being for the day on the screen now, and I'll write until dinner, but then I think I'm just gonna call it quits for the day because tomorrow is my birthday. So I'm turning 21 tomorrow, and so I'm not gonna be vlogging or writing tomorrow, but I want to have the rest of like tonight to like get a good night's sleep, but also just like kind of like ease into like having fun tomorrow. So yeah, this will be the last clip of today, and then I won't see you again until Thursday. But I think I am going to be able to make more progress during the second half of the week. Even though the outlining for today was kind of a bust, I think it's gotten me to think just enough about like what has to happen when, that I can keep writing scenes. I won't really be able to write in chronological order, but I think I have one or two scenes that I didn't have ideas for yet that I now have ideas for, so I think I can do that. So hopefully that gives me enough momentum to keep having options of stuff to write, because the big problem is, for me so far, has been being like, I don't want to write this scene that I'm working on anymore, I really need to work on a different scene, and then not having any scenes to work on. So I think this is good because I'll have scenes anywhere in the book, mostly, to work on, and hopefully I just start getting good and write better scenes as the month goes on. So yes, I will see you on Thursday, and hopefully, like I said, that it goes way better. I hope so. I hope that all my good energy of my break on my birthday helps me just go, yeah, and now I just have all the ideas. So, see you in 48 hours, probably. Bye. It is 8:20 on Thursday, and this is like the only update I'm gonna give you for today, but I really didn't write anything today until like after dinner, but I have 600 words so far today, but also I didn't really write that much because of the fact that I'm kind of like stressing about my book, and like it's a retelling and all, but I feel like I'm going too close in retelling wise to like the original and not like making up enough stuff, and I'm just not sure what I want to do. Basically what I'm trying to say is I read a bunch of retellings that are like a lot more like farther away from the source material, but my retelling is currently way too close to the source material, I feel, and I'm just currently stressing about that. But I think now is not the time to worry about that. I should worry about that during my next draft or whatever. Just go with what I'm doing now and worry about it another time. But yeah, I just have a lot of melodramatic writer woes, and also I don't really want to be writing this anymore and stuff like that, but I really just think it's me just hitting like the hump part of the drafting process, but I just have to push through and I'll get more words, because I currently have 20k, so that's an achievement that I've never reached before, so I'm at least proud of that. But other than that, I'm kind of just like, ugh. My birthday yesterday was fun, so I'm glad I didn't bother writing anything. I only wrote one word so I could keep my streak up, but the whole day was nice, so I'm glad I didn't write anything really. But today I'm actually kind of writing things that I like, but it's also a lot of slow jumping around, so it'll be fine. But yeah, I'll update you tomorrow with my last writing day of week 2. So see you in 1 second. For you, many hours for me.